if your kid or somebody you love go away to college, like, are you concerned about their roommate situation? Like, oh man, like, all right, my daughter's going to college. She's gonna have a roommate for her first year. Like, hopefully that person isn't crazy, a bad influence.
Police are saying she was stabbed dozens of times, and her family says she was just days away from graduating.
So sad. Chester Grant is accused of killing Elizabeth Odunsi at an apartment complex on Goforth Street near Cullen Boulevard.
All right, now let's take a matter of fact, let it play for a while.
Residents who lived there say they were roommates but did not know each
other. All right, they were roommates. Let's rewind this back real quick. This young lady right here, I don't know. If I looked at her, had to guess, I would say 21-ish, somewhere around that. Then we're going to fast forward it. This guy right here, definitely, this dude actually looked older than me, and I'm in my 40s. This dude actually looked older than me. So they're roommates. Now, of course, I know y'all had questions, but as soon as I heard they were roommates, it's already given, why the fuck? I mean, why is this young lady roommates with this older looking gentleman? It's already not sitting right with me.
And her family says she was just days away from graduating.
So sad. Chester Grant is accused of killing Elizabeth Odunsi at an apartment complex on Goforth Street near Cullen Boulevard. Residents who live there say they were roommates but did not know each other before they moved in.
ABC 13's Micah Hatfield is reporting live downtown. And Micah, what are investigators revealing to you about this case?
Well, first of all, Chester Grant is still in custody tonight. These two lived in an apartment building that was off-site student housing. They paired roommates randomly, we're told.
Absolutely the worst. Absolutely the worst. There is no way I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know, like it's a little bit different with your son. I wouldn't be too happy about my son being in off-campus housing that's not that's not distributed by the school. That would actually probably give me a little bit of cause to pause. Even with my son, I'd be like, keep your head on the swivel, boy. But my daughter, off-campus housing, people are paired up at random, is not situated with the school. You hit the nail on the head, bro. This is completely an absolute no-go for me. Low-key, I don't even want my this sounds crazy. I wouldn't even want my daughter staying on off-campus housing with some Negro that she actually does know. I'd be like, no, you get your own place. He stay wherever he gonna stay at. Y'all could drive back and forth, but nah, you always need your own shit. So just in case stuff get crazy, you don't got to be around. I don't know. I think this is absolutely crazy. I don't know if it was an affordability thing, but definitely not something that DFD would be amenable to with his babies. We'll just leave it at that.
By people who live in the building. So they ended up a 40-year-old man and a 23-year-old woman living in the same apartment.
43-year-old is, I don't know. Like, I'm just, I don't know her situation. I don't know her financial situation. I don't know her familial situation. But as a father, there's no way that that's acceptable for me. That shit is absolutely not happening. No way, no how, not on my watch. Like, no. Some grown, I'm gonna be honest, it's giving me cause to pause because I don't know what grown-ass 40-something-year-old man would want to have a roommate any damn way. A grown-ass 40-something-year-old man who at a school, who going to school, who is like, yeah, I'm cool with having a roommate. Nah, that's giving creep vibes just off the break. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but maybe I'm being a little too overprotective. But generally, people ain't shit, and there's no way that this is happening on my watch. I don't care if I got to get another job to drive Uber. I don't care if it's a cost thing. You're not going to be in there with some other grown-ass dude. You're not going to be in there with some dude at all, especially not some 40-something-year-old man. That's actually insane to me. That's crazy as hell.
Sharing common spaces, and they didn't know each other. We've now learned that Grant had a violent criminal past. It's unclear if the victim in this case knew that.
The allegations in this case allege he stabbed his female roommate 28 times, killing her over some disagreement over his cat.
A situation
Over a cat. A disagreement over a cat. This guy had a history. Like, I don't know who she told about her living situation. And I would like to think that she told somebody, like ma, dad, cousin, like, hey, I'm staying with this 40-year-old old ass Negro. Like, that's something you should let somebody know. In this day and age, you can Google people, you can do criminal background search, you can do like low key. I would have been doing all of that shit. It just wouldn't have been my offspring. But over a cat makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't strike me that this dude, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not trying, hey, a stereotype is a stereotype, but a 40-something-year-old man who is in college and living with a roommate is I'm thinking they crazy off the break. There's no way in fucking hell. I low key don't even. I did a video on going back to school taking classes. I don't even want to be in a classroom with a bunch of 19-year-olds. I was like, nah, I need to find some way where I can do this shit online, B, because I don't want to sit in the classroom. So I don't know. I think all the red flags, just for me, I'm a little bit different. I've been uh in the criminal justice system. I don't know what their background is, but it's given hella red flags. And it's a fucking cat. Like a cat, I don't know. A grown ass guy with a cat is weird too. But hey, some of y'all might be cat people, but I don't know. That's is all this shit is looking bad.
28 times, killing her over some disagreement over his cat.
A situation the magistrate referred to as brutal. 23-year-old Elizabeth Odunsi, found by police, stabbed to death on April 26th in the kitchen she shared with her roommate, Chester Grant, police say. Notice the bandages on Grant's neck in his mugshot. During the welfare check, they also found Grant in his bedroom with several stab wounds that investigators believe could have been self-inflicted. Both were said to be students. She was set to graduate from Texas Women's University with a nursing degree last Sunday, and he was a student at Fordham University, according to a court hearing. People who also live in this off-campus student housing say the police were out there the previous night for a fight between the two.
God damn. So this clearly wasn't the first instance of an altercation out there the night before. Like, yeah, I would do whatever I need to do to get my child. And I don't know what support system she had, but like it's actually terrible. This young lady had her entire life in front of her, and it was taken away by this dumbass guy for no reason. I don't even know if he was in fact in school. It says according to court reports, but court reports are actually a lot of times full of shit. You know how many times I had client and I'll be like, "Hey, tell me a little bit about yourself." I go to local community college. I got a job I'm starting next week. I'm like, "Man, you ain't got shit. You ain't got none of that stuff. Can you give me some proof of it?" Absolutely nothing. Honestly, we don't even know if it's off-campus housing. I don't know. I don't know the details, but if it's off-campus housing and the school isn't associated with this at all, you don't even know what methods that the apartment complex has for being able to confirm that somebody is or isn't a student. Like this guy legitimately could have just been like, "Oh, I want someplace cheap to stay, and I want to be somewhere with a potential victim." That shit is a possibility. Hey, it's not. Hey, cats are cool. They just too damn independent for me. See, when my dog was acting up, I told him to place. He looked at me and he looked sad because he knew he messed up. Cats don't give a damn. Let's see. Yeah, it's terrible, man. I started taking classes next month, and I was gonna go somewhere, and I had to actually physically go, and I was like, I'm not doing that shit. Like I've done that before, taking classes when I was like in my maybe early 30s, and they was like, it was cool. They was like, "Hey, would you like to come to our party, sir?" I was like, "Nah, no, thank you, young man. I'm good." Let's see. Has to be something else. I agree. I agree completely. Mm. You were older than you were older than your CF Pro professor. Yeah, Yeah, dogs are more emotionally attached. Cats, like, and it's actually, I hate to get off topic, but since you're talking about dogs and cats, it's actually I saw like an animal expert and an individual who worked as an EMT, and he talked about when people passed away in their homes, and he said when people pass away in their homes, if you pass away in your home and you have a cat, the cat is going to start in your face immediately. Like literally, the minute you pass away in your house, the cat is going to start nibbling on your nose or your chin. He said, people pass away, we go find them, and they have dogs. Dogs will not eat their owners. And if a dog does eat their owner, they won't touch the face. They'll stop down by like the foot or the leg. That goes to tell me that cats ain't shit. Respectfully to all the cat owners out there. Yeah, good. Respectfully to all the cat owners. All right, let's go and finish this story up.
Houston police confirm they've been called out multiple times.
He has multiple arrests and convictions out of Washington for violence, including domestic violence, violating protective order. The most recent is from September 6th of 2023.
The two shared an apartment unit at a building rented by For a Place to Live, where rooms are rented out individually and roommates are randomly paired, according to the company's website. The company notes online that background checks are done, and if they learn something of concern, they ask that person to move into a single unit where they would not share space with someone else. Grant was allowed to live with Odunsi. We reached out to the company to find out why his criminal past didn't raise a red flag, but they did not return our call. In downtown, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
That is a crazy story. I think that considering the policy, considering that policy, the family of this decedent may have some actual legal recourse, because if you have in your policy, hey, we do background checks, and if we find something alarming, we that individual has to move into a single unit. Like, so if you did a background check, you would have found that this dude had a history of domestic violence. I'm assuming that domestic violence was against women, and you're gonna put this grown ass man in an apartment with a young girl. Like, I don't know. I think there's potential for some legal exposure there for the company, considering that that's their policy.